Role-playing as readers is used in many different aspects. The aspect that we selected will be the point of view study guide. This is also known as a point of view information guide or point of view reading guide, however you choose to utilize it in your classroom. Before we get started, all of the examples utilized in the following presentation are derived from the United States History and Geography textbook, Modern Times. This is updated by McGraw-Hill in 2009-2010 for this particular book. And the chapters vary a little bit from 22 to 13 based on what page numbers we utilized for each activity. So the point of view study guide information is derived from the Classroom Strategies for Interactive Learning, the 4th edition, and a rough definition would be: a point of view study guide follows an interview format and encourages students to respond in their own words, to ideas and information in the reading. By asking a series of well-chosen questions, an interviewer can gain valuable insight into who the person is, what the person believes, and what he or she might do in a certain situation. Now, this is a very formal definition, but essentially for your classroom, it can be used in one of two ways. The first way being, as a teacher, you select certain questions to guide the student through the reading text that you have chosen, and they respond in first-person narrative. So, what did you do today? Today I did, as a rough example. The other opportunity, the more comfortable the students get, would be having them write their own questions and then interviewing their classmates. The big thing on this is the students need to know the structure and need to realize that these are high-thinking questions and should be used and could be used on exams. So to get started, these are a rough outline of what a reading guide could look like, and I apologize for the blurriness. What you can see is there's 10 different questions followed by the responses that you as the teacher would use. In order to grade these, you can use whatever you need. For this particular project, there were certain key elements from the text that I needed in the response. And on this following slide, you'll see the directions. The big thing on this is making this a first-person narrative. So as a direction, you're saying you are about to be interviewed as if you were the person living in the United States during the early 21st century. You're not trying to hurt your students' grades by any, you're not trying to trick them, so you're being straightforward. You will need to read pages 500 through 504 to be able to answer the questions correctly. The big stickler on this is I wanted complete sentences, so if there wasn't a complete sentence, mark off. Now just to zoom in, because that last slide was a little bit blurry, so this top section, when they open their book to page 500, they're going to find the title, they're going to find this section heading, the section heading being the election of 2000. So the first question under that section would be, as an American citizen, explain why you find the 2000 election between Bush and Gore controversial. Well, there were certain issues listed under that section that the students would have needed to evaluate. So, as a response, I would find the 2000 election controversial due to the hanging Chad issue in Florida. And then the reasoning, why would you find this controversial? The idea behind this is you are giving this class to a 21st century 12th grade class, so modern U.S. history, seniors in high school. Now, where to use this in the lesson, that kind of depends on what you need. For this particular lesson, I decided to use it as my strengthening activity, my main activity. So this page that you're looking at right now is the before class activity, or BCA. I selected certain words that the students would need to know during the lesson that they would need to look up prior. To get into this lesson, you need to know what a hanging Chad is. You need to know what terrorism is. And the other thing is you can really relate these by having them illustrate. As you see, there's just pictures on there, but the students could draw. They have to give it an example, they have to kind of describe what it is, and they have to give a definition. So rationale, why should you use this? What should you use it for? This rationale is derived from the Bring Learning Alive textbook, and as you can see, it's all printed right in front of you. The big thing on this is the students need to realize that they need to have basic knowledge to continue all the way through the lesson. So this is used the very first day of the very first section. So chapter 22, section 1, this lays the groundwork for the rest of the chapter and the rest of everything the students will do. If they have this knowledge, they'll be able to continue on through everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.